How are you?
Good. How's it going, Joanna? You got some wins for me?
Yes, things that I have been like seeing that have happened like within the past 2 weeks is normally when I used to get home, I needed to have a nap.
Uh-huh.
Really needed to have a nap. Even if it was like a 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, which normally is not 30 minutes or 40 minutes, I always lose like an hour and a half or two
Yeah.
in a little nap. And now, I think this week, like one day, and it was Thursday because on Wednesday I went to sleep very, very late.
Yes.
So Thursday I was exhausted.
Heck
But the
yeah.
rest of the week, I didn't have to do the nap in the middle of the day. So I'm like, okay, good. Um, changing my I see some even though the scale is not showing that much loss of the weight, the clothes I can feel is a little loose in certain areas. So it's like, thank God.
That's awesome. Yeah. So already
Yes.
getting our energy back. And then, yeah, the scale's a great indicator, but it shouldn't be number one just because, like, obviously losing the fat and then building muscle mass, you're going to feel a little bit more shaped, which obviously you could tell in your clothes, which is huge.
Something that I happened before was like I was doing the exercises and I don't know what happened. My phone and my watch both were upgraded, like the system.
Yeah.
And it was before I will do it and it automatically updated. Now, last week it was one day that it didn't update it. And then I was like, okay, start. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to start because I did it already. And it didn't save. Same
Ah,
thing this week. I had to connect the phone and the watch, and then the phone finished. Like I finished with the phone, but my
yeah.
watch was still in the process, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on in here.
That dang technology. Sometimes it's a sometimes
I
it's a
know.
pain.
Yeah, I was feeling like, okay, this is not recording what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's okay. Like the good thing is you can't fake the hard work, right? Obviously, it's showing up in the way that your foot clothes are fitting. Obviously, it's showing up in the way that, your energy is here. So that is
And little changes in my face. I have seen like a little loose, like a little my double chin is going a little away, a little, even though people that don't see me often, they're like, "Oh yeah, you look like," and I'm like, "Okay, people is seeing it too. That's good."
yeah, your face does look a little bit more sharp since the last time we talked. So that's huge. I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you, Joanna. Good to kill it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh God. Um, those are the positive
Huh?
things. Negative.
She said yes?
What's up, Jerry?
Sorry.
You're good.
Hi,
Hey, Brittany.
hi, everybody.
Hi.
So one of the things that I feel like is a little bit more complicated has been like the the caloric intake goal
Hmm.
always in one of the areas, even if it's the fats or the protein or some of them, it's just like
A little bit lower, like not hitting it.
not hitting it.
Yeah. So one thing that I was just talking to Christine about too is so the biggest thing, like protein is going to be our staple. That's going to be the thing that, keeps our muscle mass. It gives us our energy. It's going to be able to, like, the more muscle mass we have because the protein we take, like the more fat we burn at rest. And so the more we can eat. So if anything, just make sure we're hitting our protein goal and then staying within the calories. Because if our macros, like with fats and carbs, they vary, that's okay. But as long as we're hitting our protein and then as long as we're staying within our calories, we should be okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Does that help?
perfect. Because it's like it's sometimes it's hard to all of them. If I change one when I go for all the recipes in there, okay, I hit it. But if I like in the morning, it's hard for me to do the breakfast. So I'm drinking the protein coffee
Yeah.
and I feel good. I don't feel that I need to eat more than that. I feel okay until lunch, but then at the end of the day, just like it's not enough calories. And I'm like, where is it? And it's like carbohydrates are very low, or in the fats are very low. And I'm like, okay, not working.
Yeah, so if we need to definitely hit the calorie goals because we don't want to be like chronically under eating because that's just gonna like decrease our metabolism. We want to be able to make sure that we're getting our calories in so that way our body because it burns calories like as you eat food. The more food you eat, the more calories you burn. So, the more muscle mass you have, like the more you walk and the more activity you do, like all that stuff adds up to where it's like it's not necessarily more working out, but your body's still working just as hard to where you can burn more calories. So, making sure protein is going to be, hitting our protein staple, and then if we need to squeeze in like a couple snacks or anything like that to hit it, but just make sure that we're not going over the calorie range, then the carbs and fats, if they vary, totally fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, good question. I'm glad you asked that. Yeah. What's up, Brittany? How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah? How's your week
Mm,
going?
um, can't complain really.
Okay, I like it. Do you have any wins?
Um, I've been drinking more fluids recently, for the past couple of weeks. But I have these electrolytes that I got from Amazon, and I add them to my bottle of water. So I've like drinking that a lot lately, but not OD a lot.
Okay, nice. And so do you feel like that's been helping with like energy wise or just like, mental clarity?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Cause I'm also like anemic, so I have to drink electrolytes to get.
You're cutting out a little bit. I didn't hear the last thing.
I said I'm anemic, so I have to drink some electrolytes to get some energy.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Okay, well, I'm glad that that's working. It's something pretty easy that you can incorporate through your day, so it's not something you have to like like do a whole like other task or anything like that. So that was a good move by you.
Hmm.
Yeah. What about you, Jerry? How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing okay. Sorry, I'm sick.
Oh no. How long you been sick?
I worked Thursday night and then just like out of nowhere my throat started getting like really sore to the point where like I couldn't really swallow. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell? And then I woke up today and I have no voice. So yeah, there's somebody must have sneezed on me.
Dang it, dude. I hate it 'cause, like that's how it is for me too. Like I can feel my throat feel a little scratchy or like it hurts just when I talk a bit.
Like normally I will have some like, like before symptoms, a little headache or something. No, this just like hit me.
Smacked you in the face. Dang it. Well, like I said, stay hydrated, get your nutrition in, rest as much as you can, and then we should be good. You know what I mean? We'll just get through this part. It's a little bit rough right now, but we don't want to like risk any injuries or trying to do like any weight we can't do or anything like that. Or like often for like non-nutritional food that's gonna just like kind of set us back. So just stay strong, and then once we get through it, it'll be kind of jump back on track.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to stay on track. I can't taste food right now, so it's not very fun eating anything when you can't taste it, but
I know.
still eating.
Well, good, good. I'm glad you're pushing through. Well, I waited a little bit to see if anybody else wanted to join, but I guess we can get started for because I put together this four-part like weekly mindset like reset for you guys, and so I'll be going through part one today. Everything's recorded too, so if you guys want to look back on it, that's fine too. But yeah, really, because like this was kind of requested for like one of our last group calls is like um just trying to navigate through like the negative, whether it's like self-talk or whether it's, self-doubt or whether it is, coming externally from somebody else, like not believing in you or like talking down, like, oh, the fit shaming, whatever it is. So making this a 4-point series to help like really know like who we are and like how to navigate through that to where it's like, we know what we deserve and how to come up on top. So let me share my screen and we can jump into it, ladies. So, yeah, this one is part one. It's rewriting the story that you've been living, because you're not your past failures, right? So like whether you just joined or you've been a part of Smith Fit, this is really just to make sure that we can draw a line in the sand and know what we're worth. So, like, one of the things I always ask people is, are you still carrying the weights of like all the time that you gave up or you fell off or you didn't finish? Because that story that we're going to hang on to is the one that shows that, we don't follow through or that we're not consistent or that we always mess up. And it's the one that has kept us in that same loop that's really hard to get out of when we're trying to do everything at once and then just hanging on to that mindset. And so, whether you realize it or not, it dictates your actions every single day. And so, if you're hanging on to the old you, like that's gonna be the version of yourself that you're gonna keep, right? And so, like today, we're really gonna rewrite that. So, we are not our past failures. So, point number two, again, you're not your past failures, and um, whether you like skipped your workouts or the weight regained or the restarts, like it's not that like you're lazy, it's just like you've been trying to use something that hasn't been built for you. And then the the yo-yo process and everything that you've been through is just through repetition and old proof. So your body thinks that and your brain thinks that like that's the normal, when in fact it isn't. We just haven't found what works for you guys, which is what we do for each and every single one of you. And so a couple of things that I want to touch on is self-doubt. It's learned, it's not permanent. So nobody was born thinking that they couldn't do hard things, right? Usually comes from like either years or like, consistent efforts of falling up short, usually without the right tools or, without the right plan or the right support. And whenever you do something over and over again, like we just touched on, like quitting, giving up, like your brain thinks that's the new normal. And it's not the truth, it's just repetition, right? Because if you think about it, like if you tied your shoes wrong like 20 times, would you just think like, okay, that's it, like I suck at tying my shoes forever? Like probably not, right? Like you'd probably learn. But in fitness, it like we often label ourselves as like failures or that like we just can't get it. Like it's not for us when we just really were never taught to do it like our way and to do it sustainably. And so another point I want to touch on is your behavior does not equal your identity. So most people they confuse behavior with identity and they say I quit, so must be a quitter. But what if quitting was just a symptom, not a character trait? Like it is your body reacting to the stress or the burnout or the plan that didn't fit your life, the fad diets, the injections, all the stuff that treats symptoms, not your specific problem, right? Because everybody's problem looks different to them to actually solve it. And I say this all the time, it's because you guys have been trying to fit into a box that literally wasn't made for you, right? So like this time, we do it differently because now you're not just following a plan, but you're shifting the identity behind the plan. So you're creating that new you, is what we're doing one step at a time. And so, like, you can build new proof. That's like you can rewrite your story. So if you want to believe a new story and you need you need to build new proof, right? And that starts this week. It starts today. It starts like now. And not by being perfect, but by showing up, but by taking any action at all, because imperfect action beats inaction literally any day, right? And then the next page is a little time to reflect. So, like, we can anchor this with like some reflection. So, whether you want to grab like a journal or like your phone, you can answer this prompt honestly. It's if I believed in my ability to finish what I started, what would I be doing differently this week? And then I can give you guys like 60 seconds or so to go ahead and write, and then I'll share what I wrote too. Um, for me, I noticed that I fall off and I get in my head and uh-oh, looks like Christine's writing a little bit. I fall off or get in my head a little bit whenever I don't plan ahead. I function off of being in like a routine or just at least having some sort of structure. So whenever I get too busy to, take 10 minutes out of my day to set up my next day, then that's when I just feel like I'm starting a bunch of stuff. I don't finish it, and I'm just trying to play catch up, and I just feel like I came up short that entire day. I felt like I worked all day and did nothing. And then I just start to spiral and like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And that's one thing that like has really helped me that I've been getting back into is planning out my day and knowing how to execute, having a plan B or C and like not getting in my head when it doesn't go as planned, but at least I know what the goal of that day is. That's one thing that's been helping me. Does anybody want to share anything? Like it's just speaking to anybody? Anybody want to share? Come on, guys, don't be shy. Maybe just one person. Nobody? Nobody wants to share?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
So I don't know if you said like you were skipping to the next page or whatever, but on my screen it's still on page 1.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
No. Oh man.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay. What the heck? You guys aren't seeing me skip through?
No.
Ugh. Okay, here, let me try to jump in. That's so weird. I don't know why I did that. Thank you for letting me know. My goodness. You guys are just looking at the same thing while I'm just yapping. Okay, can you see this page? This is page 3.
Yes.
Okay, can you see page 4?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sweet. So I'll give you guys all this as well. Like I went through the 3 points, and then I also just went through like you guys aren't your past failures. And so now we're on this page. You can see it. Time to reflect.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't just go through the whole presentation, have you guys stare at one screen. Um, So yeah, if you guys, I'll give you guys like another like 30, 60 seconds or something like that. If you guys, like if you fully believed in your ability to finish what you started, like what would you be doing differently this week? Could be something super minor, could be something major, but would definitely like to hear from at least one of you guys.
I don't know, for me, I feel, I mean, I just had my call with you earlier, but like I dove right in and I'm like fully believing in the potential in myself and the ability to finish what I've already started, and what I'm doing is working, and I'm excited for this next week.
Yeah, that is
So
huge.
I don't think that I change anything differently this week, except for maybe trying to focus on getting my 2-mile walks in the morning. So I'm not like out at night in the dark trying to get my 2 miles and my steps in, and just making me feel like a lot better in the morning and throughout the day, and
Yeah.
more time to rest in the evening.
Yeah, I think for you, Christine, we've already made that change, right? Because that was something that we were struggling with before.
Hmm.
And in our head and just like wondering like what have I been doing wrong, kind of all this stuff. And then once we made this switch to where it's like you jump 2 feet in, you started believing yourself, like the whole mindset shift and just like the routine shift, like you obviously see what it what it does, right? 5.5 pounds down like the first week. And so I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was the thing that you would have done differently because we already started.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that is huge. So really, really proud of you for that. And thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks.
Yes, you're welcome. Is there anybody else, or do we want to go on to the next slide? Go 5, 4.
Next.
Okay, let's go next. Okay, so group discussion. This one is um like a few questions like what story about yourself like are you ready to stop believing? This kind of goes into like the transition of knowing what we're worth and not believing in our past failures, right? And then where did that story come from originally? And then what's one small win you can create this week to prove a new story? Joanna, do you want to go?
Damn it. Okay. Um, I did talk to you about this today. Um, I have been always been like having my little belly and never bother me, but this weekend I have been seeing it from the second week that I started. I started losing weight in my waist. So I'm like, okay. And my face can see it. Like people can tell us has been telling me that I'm looking a little less, not fat, because I don't want to use the word fat, but less round. And I feel that is amazing because okay, I'm feeling better. I don't need the midday naps. I don't need to do things that I had to do in order for me to complete my day.
Yeah.
And I feel this is amazing. And this also proves that it's working little by little, because the scale is not showing the numbers, but I really didn't care that much about the scale. But
Yeah.
I was so happy that I feel a little bit more energy. So for next week, I'm gonna also try to see if I can start the gym, because I haven't started the gym.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to start the gym on Tuesday. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. And again, you're rewriting your own story again. Like, what we were feeling so stuck and just like, had no energy, didn't even know where to start. And then you believed in yourself. You decided to take a chance on yourself and trust in the process. And now look at it, like we're 2 weeks in and already seeing, some amazing changes. So great job, you, Joanna. Okay. And for me, like I'll go ahead and share too. Like, so for me, I get imposter syndrome a lot more than I would like. I like to be the best at what I do, and then like I kind of discredit myself as well. Like feel like I'm coming up short. If I don't, since I have like higher expectations. And so like it's one thing that I gotta snap myself out of. I've gotten a lot better recently, but it's always something that I've struggled with. I've always kind of like struggled with like the all or nothing mindset, especially since like I was in, college wrestling and stuff. Like that's where I got it, and then coming out of wrestling, and then becoming a nurse, and then like living like normal jobs and stuff. Like it was hard for me to let it go, and so I would always sell myself short, but like having these high expectations. So it's a balance that like I've learned to get better at, but still something that I struggle with, just not as much. And so that's something that I can improve on moving forward this week. But it's something I've made drastic changes from how I used to be. A lot more like mentally healthy and in control now. So that's something that I haven't believed in myself, and I'm ready to stop. And then, so kind of to end on this, like, so weekly habit install. So, like, every morning this week, we can look in the mirror and then speak out one truth out loud. I'm becoming the woman who follows through, right? You are literally living that, all of you guys. So it's so awesome to see. And even if you don't believe it, because belief doesn't come first, the repetition does. Same thing with being motivated. Motivation doesn't come before, you start accomplishing things. Once you start to follow through with yourself and you start to stack this undeniable proof and you start to trust yourself more and more, that's when the motivation comes. Then the motivation doesn't fade. And then you become disciplined and something that doesn't go away after that. So if you do this, if you go look in the mirror like in the morning after your walk, or after you eat your or drink your protein shake, whatever it is, and you tell yourself that you're the woman that's following through, post in the group chat and the community, I'm her. And so that way we can know, like, whoever's on the call, whoever watched the video, like, you guys are following through just like you said you would. And so, like, I know you've maybe tried like other programs or other workouts and stuff before, but none of it works unless you're ready to believe that you're worthy of finishing. And I think that, we've made those decisions today, and it's showing, and I'm like so extremely proud of you guys. And so this week's not about like, adding more workouts or doing like that. It's just about proof. And so the person that you're becoming, like the person who actually finishes, who's actually showing up, doesn't wait for motivation, but you guys are literally building it. So, really, that's kind of the end of the presentation for week one. Again, this is going to be a four-part series, but what did you guys think of this? Was this helpful at all? Do you have any like comments, concerns, anything that like could improve on? What are you guys' thoughts?
I love it.
You love it?
I do.
Okay, thank you, Christine. I appreciate the feedback.
I started a journal myself too, so I've been writing down like all of our calls and my goals, and I think that the weekly habits are just going to be, extra and help me to improve. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I'm so yeah, like literally just the beginning. I can't express that enough that like we're just scratching the surface and we're already like making such great progress. So, you know, we just keep doing what's working, we keep believing in ourselves, and then that belief is only going to get stronger and stronger with the more progress we make and the more motivation we're going to build. And so, Truly, truly excited for your journey and for every one of your guys' journeys. Awesome. Anybody else have any feedback or any questions, comments, concerns? It could be something that doesn't relate to this as well. If you guys need any help, let me know while I got you here, okay? Going once, going twice, going thrice. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you for showing up. And again, I do hope this helped. I'll be doing the part 2 next Saturday, and then afterwards could be having like an open Q&A for whatever. It doesn't have to be with the mindset series specifically. It could be with anything. But let me know either personally or in the group chat if this is something that helps, or if you guys have any other recommendations that you guys need help for, or like you want me to do like an educational series on. And I'm more than happy to help, like whatever you guys need. I'm literally here to help. So is Coach Sony. So if anything pops up, reach out to me or her, post in the group chat. Um, and then let's keep on pushing through, okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, ladies, you're all amazing, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and then we will chat soon, okay? Bye, girls.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Very welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Roger.
You're welcome. Bye.